Hi, my name's Tommy, and I'm going to go ahead and give you my action research presentation now. This is for EDUC 526, and this is just kind of a summary of what I chose to do my action research project on. As the title says, it's looking into time organization. Recently, actually, about 6 months ago, my wife and I got married. And what that did for two very busy people already was made our busy lives even busier. We went from having hectic schedules as two engaged people to having incredibly hectic schedules as two married people. We are meshing 3 or 4 different jobs at once, school, church, other extracurriculars, among with friends and family. And since we both have large families, it became kind of a nightmare as far as when our time was committed to and where it was committed to. Resulted in a lot of double booking, a lot of okay, we need to run from here to there, get there quick. Times just overwhelming, and we really felt kind of lost and buried in that. So I decided this would be a great time to use the action research to try to find a solution. Our schedule is filled with everything, like I mentioned, from Bible studies, friends and family, church, youth group, school, work, jobs, and family, and all that entails. So the purpose of the Action Research Project, the initial problem addressed was overfilled schedules, half-connected schedules, lack of boundaries for our time, and lack of organization in our time. There's many weeks would go by and we would just get home on the weekends completely exhausted and have to start the next week on zero energy. And my goal in this was to connect with my wife and be able to sit down and say, okay, what is in our schedules? How can we work as a team? How can we support each other? And how can we move forward in a healthy manner as far as our schedules goes? The resulting conditions from such was obviously stress. We felt helpless often. We felt miscommunicated. We felt tired. We were just overexerted, unprepared. It was chaotic. The list that I've put here really summarize what most of our weeks felt like, especially our weekends, which are supposed to be time for resting and recuperation. It was even busier than usual. So that was what the purpose and the inspiration for the action research. This is kind of an overview of our schedule. It's a little bit difficult to see from a distance, but what you can see here highlights the fact that this is a work week, and with the exceptions of Saturday, which for the first half of our marriage I was working, each of our days was filled and littered with different events, different things that are happening all at once, and as you can see, it's kind of hectic. The red bars really indicate where our time was taken. Even the Saturdays that we had off, people usually tried to put their little tab in and, oh, we're going to take your Saturday if you don't mind. And that resulted in just feeling completely overwhelmed. So, our plan of action. The first thing that we did, we decided to pray. We said we need to bring God back into our lives. We really need to bring God back at the focus. We're serving in church. We're trying to be good youth leaders and good servants of Christ in our workplaces. But He wasn't the focus. He wasn't the center. So we sat down and we decided we needed to pray. And just that alone, just the fact that we stopped to pray, stopped to give God our time, saying, Lord, you are the King of our time, take it. That alone really made a huge difference. But what it also did, this action research project, it has allowed us to reflect. It allowed us to come together as husband and wife and say, okay, let's talk about this together. Let's break this down. Let's take each of the pieces of our week and lay it out and see what it looks like. And the result is was staggering at first, scary at first, but through faith, through God's grace, we're able to go through. So like the hectic schedule that was before, what we did was we organized our week with things that were immovable, things that could not be changed, things that we could not alter. Work, school, other obligations that we needed to be at. And we made those part of our calendar. And what that did was it showed us where our free time actually was, how very little free time we actually had. And then we decided, well, what's going to be our priority with that free time? Is the priority to go out and do, or is it to rest and recuperate and stay connected together as husband and wife? And just looking at it like that, looking at it from that perspective, how much free time do we actually have to give to other people? We didn't have much. So what we did was we devised blocks of time throughout the course of the week that would not be movable. We made them immovable time blocks for us to rest, for us to recuperate, and for us to be together. And then our week, I mean, it still looked busy, but it was busy with the right things. It was busy with the right layering of things. We weren't giving half of our energy, half of our effort to a bunch of people. We could focus on the couple days that we had available to give, and we could really hone in on when to give that time to that person or to that group of people. And the result was fantastic. Just seeing that, reflecting on that. The action research, I would say by far, praying opened the doors for so many things. But then taking the time to reflect on the situation, actually looking at the situation from a bird's eye view, understanding where our time was, understanding how we were spending our time, it gave us the opportunity to then lead into the next step, which is organize. Organizing our time, praying and reflecting has changed the way that we live our lives. And it's eased up our schedules tremendously, and we definitely have a great sense of peace because of it. Thank you for listening to My Action Research. Have a great day.